This video is a how-to for creating assessments and extension activities using Google Forms within Google Docs. The first thing that you want to do is open up your internet browser and go to docs.google.com, and if you already have a Google account or a Gmail account, then you'll be able to sign in. If not, you'll need to create an account for yourself. You'll click on Sign In and use your Gmail username and password. And you'll enter that information and then you will click Sign In again. Once you've done that, it will open up the Google Docs page for you. On the left hand side, you will see a button that says Create under the Google Docs icon. If you'll click on Create, you'll be able to get the menu options of what's available. Within Google Docs, you can make documents, presentations, spreadsheets, and drawings as well. But one feature we're going to look at today is forms and how you can use that to make a survey or a quiz. Once you click on Form, you're going to notice at the top left-hand corner that there is a theme to choose from. Currently, the theme is set to Plain. Click on Theme, Plain, so that you can see the 97 different themes to choose from. All you have to do is click on one of the themes in order to preview it. When you preview one that you like, you'll click on Apply and it will apply that change to your theme. If you don't like that theme or would like to see other themes of the 97 available, just click Cancel and then you can click on a different one to take a look at what it looks like. You will tap or click in the title box and make your title for your particular quiz or survey, and then you'll tap underneath it where you can put in instructions to your form and give those who are going to take your quiz or survey more information about what they're doing. There are 2 sample questions that are provided for you every time you make a new form. In order to edit them, you're going to move your cursor over the sample question and then you will click the pencil icon that's over on the right hand side. This will open up an edit menu for you. You'll notice sample question 1 where you can actually click and type in the question that you want first. The help text is optional, but will allow you to give further instructions or maybe even hints to help folks to be able to fill out the information. There are different question types to choose from. Text, which would give you a short answer text that the students or participants will be able to type in. Paragraph text will give them more space and more room to be able to write, say, a longer answer, an essay. Multiple choice will allow them to be able to choose one option only. Check boxes will allow them to be able to choose multiple answers. Choose from a list will give a drop-down menu similar to the one that we're looking at here under question type. Scale will allow you to choose on a scale from a number, or you can change from a number instead to poor on one side and great on the other. And a grid will allow you to do a little more of a complicated piece. If you take a look down at the bottom right hand, number 7 is an example of a grid. It says rate the presentation delivery on a scale of 1 to 5. The scale of 1 to 5 is excellent, very good, average, needs work, and terrible. Those are the columns that you will set up, and you can put in whatever terms in a Likert scale that you'd like. And then your actual rows will have the content that you want them to be able to use to rate whatever it is that you're looking at. So once you have put in your help text, your question, and chosen the question type, one thing that you might want to do is check the little box beside of make this a required question. The reason for that is that will require them to actually answer it. So if it is not an optional question, make it a required question, and that way they can't submit their survey or their quiz until they've actually completed it. Once you have finished that question, you can tap Done to go out of edit mode, but remember you can move your cursor over that particular question again and tap or click the pencil in order to be able to get in this edit mode again. Now you're going to move on to sample question 2 and follow the same procedure, choosing your question type and making it a required question, and then clicking Done when you're finished. And remember, all you have to do is click the pencil. If you would like to duplicate a question, you'll notice that the icon beside of the pencil is the duplicate button. Sometimes we have questions that are very similar, but we might just be changing up just a little bit or a couple of the options. So you may want to duplicate a question and then tap on the pencil to be able to edit that particular question. If you change your mind and want to get rid of a question, you can always tap on the little trash can icon. Now in the left hand corner beside of where we changed theme, this is where you can add other items. Obviously, if it only gives you 2 sample questions, you're going to need to add some different questions. When you click on Add Item, you're going to see the different question types that you can select from, and if you want to change those, you can get into edit mode of that question and change it up. Sometimes I'll add a text question and then realize I was really trying to add a multiple choice question. But if I move my cursor over that question, hit the pencil, I can get in edit mode, and from that drop down menu I can instead choose multiple choice before I start putting in my answers. Another option that you have is to put in section headers that will split up different sections of, say, a quiz or a survey, and that will also allow you to put in some different instructions within each part. So if instructions have changed, you might want to choose Add Item and select a section header and put that information there. If you have a fairly long quiz or fairly long survey, we know sometimes folks don't like to scroll down the page a lot. You can put in a page break, which will allow them to continue to the next page and actually answer some more questions and just break things up a little bit more for the participants. Now at the very bottom of your form, you can click the link to view the published form that's available. It says you can view the published form here, and there's a really long URL out below it. Once you click on that, you'll be able to see the live version, which is what you will send out to your students or to your participants using Outlook or Gmail, whatever email address that you want to use in order to send out. So you would want to copy and paste that particular URL into a message to your respondents. Now when you're ready to view the results, all you have to do is go back to Google Docs and sign yourself in, and then you'll actually click on the title of your form that you created. All of your results are going to be generated in a spreadsheet. Google spreadsheet looks very much like Excel and gives you some of the same options that you will see in Excel. If you tap on the Form tab up at the top, which is in between Tools and Help, this will allow you to go in and edit the form again. It'll take you right back into edit mode. Send the form would allow you to send directly from here to certain email addresses, but you would have to make certain that you had the correct email address available for that person. I prefer to go into a particular email and create a message and simply copy and paste the link from my live form. If I click on Go to Live Form, then that's going to take me back and show me the live version of the quiz or of the survey. If I want to embed it in a web page, I can click Embed Form in a web page to get the embed code, the HTML, and then I can embed it as a widget or a gadget on my wiki page or on my School Center page, whatever website that you might be using. I can also check or uncheck accepting responses, which means I will no longer accept responses to that quiz. So if they are given a time frame and they must complete the survey, say by Friday at 5 o'clock. On Friday at 5 o'clock, I can go here and uncheck accepting responses, and that will mean that no one will be able to give any more responses to that particular survey. The summary of responses is also available for you under Forms. Sometimes it's good after a quiz or after having a survey to pull this information up, and it will graph it for you and give you percentages, as well as show the text, and it will only show partial pieces to your longer paragraph text answers, but it's a good way to go in and review the assessment, go in and review the responses that have been given to you. Not only can you go into Form within this spreadsheet, you can also click underneath the title of your form and click on File, and this will give you some more options of different things that you can do. You can rename it or make a copy of it. So if you're needing to modify the assessment for, say, a different group of students, you can click on Make a Copy, and it will title it Copy of whatever your title is. And then you can go in and go to Form and edit the form and change the questions up to meet the needs of those particular students. You can also go in and decide if you want to download it. Downloading it will allow you to download this particular spreadsheet, not the actual live form itself, so that your results can be viewed later, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. You can click on Share in order to see who has access to the spreadsheet. If you're wanting to share this with other folks, you're going to need to enter their names or their email addresses down at the bottom. You want to make certain that you are sending it to the address that they use for their Google account, so you may have to get them to give you their Gmail address in order to do that. If you want to, you can also just change the share settings. The visibility can be private so that only people who are given permission could click on that link and get to it, but they would have to sign in. Those will be the people that you privately invite in. Anyone with the link means that if I sent the link to this spreadsheet, anybody could access it and be able to do what they need to do. I can also choose for them to be able to edit if it's a collaborative activity that we're working on. If I make it public on the web, that means anybody on the internet could do a search for that particular form, find it, and access it. And a lot of times in education we try not to do that, so I would say use anyone with the link or keep it as private, and then click on Save. Down at the bottom is where you would put in specific email addresses. Remember that those need to be their what the email addresses that they use for Google, and beside of that you can choose for them to be able to edit or just be able to view. So it depends on if, say for example, you're sending the survey results to your administrator and just want them to see it, then they would be able to click on the link that you email them, and they would just simply be able to view the spreadsheet results. If it's a collaborative piece, remember also you want to give them editing rights as well. That will allow them to sign in and not just view it, but also be able to edit it. I can also add an optional message in there to let them know this is the survey that I sent out to my parents regarding da 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 da, and so once I send that, it will send them an email message with that information and the link so that they can click on it and see the results. There are different ways that you can use forms in Google Docs in order to assess reading comprehension, model good questioning for your students, promote higher order thinking skills through good questioning, encourage reflection for students through the form of the paragraph text, differentiate your assessments by being able to make multiple versions of a particular assessment and share those out with particular students, develop their writing skills by using the text or the paragraph text, and then providing 21st century learning opportunities in a paperless classroom so students are able to take their assessments online instead of on pencil and paper. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at toddaedd@gmail.com. Thanks and happy Googling!